Okay, you know what they say. Laughter is the best medicine. Well, George, Irwin Barker is putting that to the test.
I'm divorced, actually. Is that a shock? It was to me. It was like a surprise going-away party. I didn't realize I was leaving.
Irwin is a comedy writer and performer. He's written For This Hour Has 22 Minutes, performed at the Just for Laughs Festival, and now writes for one of Canada's biggest TV shows, The Rick Mercer Report. But Irwin's life isn't all fun and games. In 2007, he was diagnosed with leiomyosarcoma, a rare and aggressive type of terminal cancer.
I've been diagnosed with cancer, and tough crowd.
But instead of giving up hope and ending his comedy career, Irwin chose to deal with things differently. He went on national TV. Yep, he documented his first year of cancer treatment in a film called That's My Time. And he uses comedy as a way to help him in his fight.
I don't go to Costco anymore. There's no point, eh? I'm going to go to get toilet paper at Costco and leave that to who? You know what I mean?
He performs regularly, and as Irwin says in his own words, cancer has my body, but not my spirit.
I'm not going to do jokes about. I'm going to do jokes in spite of it.
Everybody say hello to Irwin Barker. How are you, man? Yeah, how are things?
Things are okay. Yeah.
Hey, man, it's long for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Usually when someone asks how you doing, it's kind of, how are you? Fine, thanks for asking. It's sort of whatever. It's meaningless.
Yeah.
But for you, very little is meaningless in that context.
Well, you have to decide right away because once in a while you get the embarrassment of somebody just meaning how are you doing. And you give them a big, long story, and they're looking at their watch. They
had no idea.
Yeah, I heard something about this. Send me the tape, okay, will you? Just, okay. Yeah, and other times people ask how you're doing, and you're fine, and or you just go, oh, fine, thanks, how are you? And then how are you doing? You have to try to explain a little more.
Well, you know, we asked that question off the top about, and you know, I'm sure you had the conversation with yourself before your diagnosis, which is, what would you do if you found out you weren't long for this earth?
Yeah.
And you're living that right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. When the rubber hits the road, that's way different. It's way different having that. You know, what would you do if you had a year to live? When that's way different than you have a year to live. Go, you know.
Yeah.
You don't even know where to start. I've got a year to live from now, so I'm writing it in my book, you know, and the doctor said about a year. Okay, just relax. What time you got in the morning or later in the day? But yeah, when you've got a year to live is way different when they mean it that way, and it's it's different. You got to make some choices about what you're going to do, and you can spend that year being resentful and grumpy and hating the world if you want. But my choice was I wasn't going to let that happen to me. I was going to take that time that I have left, and I call it traveling light, taking all this junk that I don't want and saying I'm not going to carry this around. I got a year to live. The last thing I want to do is carry around this big load of resentment. I don't have a list of every time someone's hurt my feelings and I'm going to carry that along. Yeah. No, I dropped that and I'm traveling light. And now we hit the year, and it's been 2.5 years now, so so maybe traveling light helps.
You said you have to make choices. How long did it take for you to make the choice that this is how I was going to approach it? Because it's earth-shattering when you hear those words from the doctor.
It really was, and and my wife was with me, and it almost like I didn't quite believe it, you know, when he was saying, you know, you've got terminal cancer, and then you say the first step's denial, but they showed me the X-rays, and that pretty well wiped denial off the books right there. As one of them tumors was so big, the doctor thought I had a boy at first. No, I'm just kidding. But he was, but no, it's like, wow, I can't deny this, you know. Yeah. And my friends do the denying for me, basically. They're always, no, you'll be fine. Don't worry, you'll be good. It's not gonna. So they've looked after that. Then you got to say, okay, it's a reality. And you know what? None of us know. None of us are going to live forever. We're all going to die. I just happen to know when, and it has a little bit of advantage over someone who just gets hit by a truck because I can plan. You know, they say when you die that you get sort of your life flashes before you. I don't need that. I've got months to muse over it and think about it and decide and that kind of thing. So yeah, as opposed to the guy who gets hit by a truck. That's it. It's over, and there's no, I should have said this or that to my wife or my kids. Or
most people say, if I hear news like that, I'm quitting my job and I'm traveling the world. You did some traveling, you still do, but you go to work. You work on the Rick Mercer Report. Yeah. I see you here all the time. Yeah. You come to work very regularly.
Yeah. I love my work, though. I mean, I'm writing jokes. I'm helping him make the world a better place, in a sense, and then on top of the writing for the Mercer Report. I've been doing a lot of work just doing fundraisers for, for cancer, against cancer. Right, actually, we're taking the negative.
You're against cancer.
Yeah, we're against.
Well, let the record show Irwin is against cancer.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm with you on that.
Good. But we always say we're doing a fundraiser for cancer. It just sounds wrong. All right.
Cancer doesn't need any more money.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because for people who know you, and you have lots of fans, it is a defining characteristic of it's part of your story now.
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of people who are going through, who are battling cancer. And do they talk to you? Do you talk to them? How has your relationship changed with your audience?
Well, I get a lot of people sending me emails about their experience with cancer and just wanting to say how much they've appreciated and what I've had to say and all that kind of stuff and the positive attitude. For me, working is part of it is my attitude to shake my fist in the face of cancer and say, I'm just going to battle it. And when I go to those fundraisers and stuff, and like we were in Richmond, BC there to raise money for an MRI machine, I'm like, that's not going to help me personally, That's how I started on the show, by the way, I said, I'm really mistaken. I was sorry. I thought this was supposed to be for me when I come to Vancouver. And then it seemed like such a waste of $4 million. So I thought, hey, no. I think we should let the Queen use it as well. If she's here.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think about, like you said, they gave you a date roughly, and you're past it. You're well past it. Mm-hmm. Do you think about the end, or has it changed your view of an afterlife? Do you have any of those thoughts?
Well, I grew up in a very religious home, and part of that is always going to stick with you. There's no certainty. There's no absolute certainty. I mean, Paul Tillich, a very liberal theologian, says that faith and doubt are really two sides of the same coin. If you had certainty, you can't have faith. You'd have they contradict each other. Mm-hmm. So nobody knows absolutely what's going on, but we have faith sort of gives us some kind of direction. I'm not going to get into that. It's just, but yeah, when you're stuck with the reality of your life ending, it certainly changes how you think about all that. You have to. You can't not think about all of that kind of stuff.
How has it changed your relationship with your wife and your family?
I think it deepens it. It's kind of neat just to. I have grandkids. I don't know. Do I look like I have grandkids? But so my 6-year-old, my daughter had called me and said, "Oh, it was so funny because the teacher." Her teachers ran into her. They live in a small town. Teacher ran into her at the grocery store and said, "Oh, Cameron said that your dad's show is being canceled." The Rick Mercer Report's been canceled.
Yeah, no, that'll never happen.
And so my daughter was canceled. When was this? And so she said, "Oh, cancer. He's got cancer." They figured it out finally that. And poor Cammy was all worried that the show was being canceled. No, this is Grandpa's being canceled. That's what's happening.
Irwin Barker, everyone.
Oh, hey, thanks so much.
Thank you.
The past
Roseanne Cash is coming up.
The past 10 minutes.